There we go. I swear, Periscope needs to do like a thing where you can just have it turn around automatically on its own. So I'm a little late. I was on a really great book club discussion with Women by Choice. So it has been quite a busy day. Hey sis, how are you? Oh, what an honor. What an honor, Miss Erica Diaz. I'm so excited. Hey, oh, there go my other sis, and there go my other sis. Oh my goodness. Wow. There go Azima. Hey, people. Hello to everyone that is joining. I am so excited. I have missed you all. Big time. If you don't know, I am in grad school for my master's of social work, and this semester was a killer. Finals are over, so I'm breathing easy for 2 weeks. But I wanted to talk to you all because we haven't talked in like 2 weeks, and a few weeks ago I did miss you, Azima. I really did. I know it doesn't seem like it because I've been gone, but I really did. And it hit a record number of viewers. We about to go there, Azima. We about to go there. So, yeah, I've been really going through. Like, you don't even know. The whole purpose, hey sis, the whole purpose behind this scope session, we're just going to talk a little bit about seasons. My mother, we had a really great conversation, and I called her, and I wasn't crying because my mother is not really having that, but I've just been going through so much. Oh, okay. Please don't fail your test, because I would, Azima. I've been going through so much, and it all happened at once, and it felt like everything around me started to really crash down, and it almost felt like it came out of nowhere. And the first time something happened, I'm like, okay, it's a really hard time, I can handle that. And then good Azima. And then something else started happening, and then something else started happening, and the next thing I knew, I was going through all of this all at once. And I've been through some things. You all know my testimony. You all know my testimony of 6 years ago being homeless with my daughter, finishing my undergrad degree, working on building this elementary school, and having done that. You all know my testimony, so you know I've been through some stuff. But it just felt like, okay, everything was good. Oh, hello, blessings to you, welcome. It felt like everything was good. Everything was great. I worked really hard to set this life up. Why am I going through this right now? Why am I going through something else again? Hi from the UK. And we always ask that question, why? Sometimes it's why not. We know that there is a season to everything. My mother is a very wise woman. She's a preacher, and she really lives by what she believes. And when I called her, thank you, sis, I've been through some stuff. So for me to have to make it out of being homeless with, for me to make it out of being homeless to all of a sudden, to starting up this school and being hired. For me to make it through that, I literally have felt like there's nothing else I can't make it through, right? So when I called hi Abby, so when I called my mother reminded me something. To everything there is a season. Life is not going to be peaceful all the time. Hey, hun. Life is not going to be peaceful all the time. You have to go through some things for a myriad of reasons. Sometimes you have to go through some things in order to grow. Yes, tap to get some hearts, because I'm about to pour this out to y'all. Sometimes growth requires going through. Sometimes growth requires you to go through some things. And a lot of times when we get comfortable, that is the exact moment when things are going to shake up for us. We went through a moment of peace. Hello, Roberto Andy. Hello. We went through a moment of peace, and that was fine. There's a really great quote that says life begins at the end of your comfort zone. And I live by that quote. Sometimes we get comfortable, and it's time to move up, and it's time to grow. And sometimes we don't do that if we're just so complacent. You really have to think about stagnant water. When I'm hoping it's blessing somebody, because I'm giving you what I'm going through right now. But sometimes when water get depends on where, Abby, but sometimes when water gets stagnant, what happens is things grow in it, bugs grow in it, diseases grow in it, it becomes unhealthy. And a lot of times that's what happens to us. When we become stagnant, we don't grow. And we get unhealthy, whether it be spiritually, mentally, physically. If we're not moving, you're staying stagnant. And that's never a good thing. So that could be one of the reasons. If you are going through, that could be one of the reasons. It is time for you to grow. And my encouragement to you is don't just go through the rough times. You have to really grow through it. Because if you don't learn the lessons you're supposed to get right now, you might end up repeating this cycle over and over again. I always use the children of Israel as an example. Them people wandered for like 40 years. Really? 40 years? Because they kept repeating the same mistakes, and God was like, I'm not ready to go in here right now. I can't give this to you. Because no one learned their lesson. Really? 40 years? Y'all gonna take 40 years to learn a lesson for real? And so when you're going through what you're going through, make sure you're taking a step back and asking God, what am I supposed to be learning from this? So A, I don't make the same mistakes, and B, I can really grow through this. So when you're going through a hard time, and I know that is just something that everyone is either going through or is about to go through, it's going to shake you for a little bit, but don't let it shake you for the longest of times, because you can make it out of it. Now, there is often sometimes, amen, break the cycle. Now, I'm going to tell you all something. Yes, sometimes the rough patches we go through are to help us grow and to help us learn. But sometimes, see, we kind of put our own selves in the middle of that hard process. Sometimes we go through that season because of choices we are making or because of choices that we have made. I wish I had some tea right now. I don't have no tea right now. But that's a hard pill to swallow, because no one really wants to say, it's so easy to play victim. No one wants the responsibility of accountability, if you understand that. No one wants the responsibility of accountability. To be accountable for your actions and for your life requires a high level of responsibility. That means you have to be able to say, oh, snap. Ooh, I did that right there. Ooh, that was my mistake right there. Ooh, Jesus. Ooh, I'm about to pay for that. Well, I'm paying for it. Let me make my bed and lay on up in that bad boy. We don't want to do that. It's much easier to play victim. But the fact of the matter is, y'all, sometimes our messes, we done made our own selves. If I go in the street and get hit by a car, it's my fault, no one else's. For real. Because you saw the car coming, what you going to go out there for in the first place? And that's what happens. And if I had to be honest, part of what I'm going through, and let me just give you a few things. It was a really hard grad school semester. I know going to school for my master's in social work is needed and necessary. My life is about helping people. I run 2 very successful mentoring programs for girls. I have Life's Diary, which is all about motivating women. I do a lot of work for women by choice. My life is about helping people, and I wanted the credentials to back that up. But the semester was hard, y'all. The semester was so hard. That was okay. That's helping me grow. But then there was some other stuff I started to go through that I had to pay for mistakes I made in my past. And I had to do it. Nobody else did it but me. Is it stressful? Oh, bruh, so stressful. But am I dealing with it? Because who else is going to deal with it? And not for nothing, I have a 13-year-old girl watching me. I need to teach her the responsibility of accountability right now. So I'm holding my own stuff, and we getting this whole thing together. But what I love about God is this. Oh, and I didn't say this at the beginning of the scope. If you joined in this scope and you don't want to hear me talk about God, there was one unfortunate scope incident. Listen, it is what it is. I'm gonna talk about it. You might as well go on now. So what I love about God is this. Hello from Spain. I have some students going over there tomorrow on a student trip. What I love about God is this. Even when you make the mistake, If you, I haven't, but I do have students going over to Spain tomorrow. They're going on a student tour, so I have to follow me on here. We'll have to let you know how that went. But even when you make your mistake, if you can say, okay, I did it, Lord, I'ma fix it, help me fix it. Yo, God has this funny way of teaching you and then blessing it and working it out like nobody's business. So am I still going through? Yeah, I'm still going through. But like, I see the light at the end of the tunnel going through. Like, I'm right in the middle of the tunnel with the light right there, and I'm like, all right, Shamar, if you keep pushing, you're going to get to the end of that tunnel, and you're going to be straight after a while, right? But I'm still going through it. But the fact of the matter is, I got to go through it. Some of the stuff what I'm going through, I did my own self. Mistakes that I made in the past, being young, it comes back to get you. It comes back to get you. Thank God it wasn't as bad as it could have been. And thank God I'm at the point now, my maturity level has grown, and I can say, woo, Jesus, girl, you know you was wrong for that. Well, so I can get the American because I love it. Oh, that is nice. But I can look at that, and my maturity level allows me to say, ooh, okay, Shamar, you messed up way back in the day, like 5 or 6 years ago, but we gonna fix this right now. And then I have a God that I can rely on, and he can say, okay, you're being accountable for it. I'm going to see you through this. It was rough. And sometimes there are things you just can't control. So part of what I was going through, not only was grad school tough, not only was my own personal life very tough, but my mother was hospitalized for about a good 3 weeks. And the doctors didn't know if she was going to make it. So I was dealing with my own issues, issues that came out of my divorce that crept back in, grad school stuff, and then finding out that my mother was in the hospital in and out of consciousness. How? Oh, I'm so happy to hear that. But I remember your stories, I'm so happy to hear that. But for real though, I was like, God, how? Bruh, how? Why? Like, dude, I remember saying to God, yo, remember 6 years ago when I was mad, when I was homeless? And I had to finish my undergrad degree, and me and my daughter were living in our hotel rooms. Remember that? That was a hard time. I think I should get like a long period of peace after making it through that. Like, I really had to hustle my behind to get us into an apartment, get this job helping to build this elementary school, and then lead other young girls. I was like, Lord, I can't get no, like, for real, how? But the fact of the matter is, the new level I'm going to, that I see, is going to be so much better than where I was. And not only that, but it puts me in a position to be able to do more things. And it opens up an avenue for me to set up life the way I need to set up life in order to maintain it. Which means, baby girl, you got to put your big girl panties on, and you really got to grow through this and go through this. And know that everything works out for those that love the Lord. That is one thing I've never forgotten. So I want you to understand that life comes in, listen, life comes in waves. It comes in seasons. One minute you are up, and the next minute you're going to be down. But the fact of the matter is, when you're in that valley, don't just be like the man. So there was a scripture, and I always, my mother did a good job raising me in this. I remember this part of scripture where Jesus went past the man at the pool, and he was just chilling, just laying. Jesus was like, why are you not moving? Bruh, I can't really move. I'm paraphrasing, y'all. I can't move. I've been out here for years, like 30-something years. I can't move. What you mean you've been there for 30 years? You ain't get up at some point? And then eventually he was able to get up. So when you're in your valley season, don't throw a pity party. It is so easy, y'all. It is so easy to break out a glass of wine, put on some music, and scream, why me? Not saying I actually did that, though I did contemplate doing that. I did have some wine, though, but I didn't do the rest of that stuff. I contemplated. I didn't do it. But it is so easy to do that. And it's so easy to feel like everyone's life is better than yours, and you are always going through something. But take a step back. Breathe and take a step back and think, okay, am I really always going through, or is this just my time for now? Am I going to grow through this, or am I simply going to survive and just waddle through the mess? Don't just waddle through your mess. It is a season. It is a season. It is a season. And what do we know about seasons? Seasons pass. And if you are in Connecticut like I am, sometimes a season can pass within a few minutes. But either way, seasons pass. They're not forever. And then you come out of that season and you go into a new one. And when you make it through this season with strength, resiliency, faith, courage, and hard work, you are going to eventually enter a season. Hello? You are going to eventually enter a season where things are going to be peaceful. That's the way the universe works. That's the way this whole karma thing works. Keep putting out that positive energy and it's going to come back to you tenfold. So this was not a very long one tonight. Actually, 20 minutes. I try not to keep you guys over 20 minutes. But I really just wanted to encourage you. When I get off of this Periscope, I'm still going to be going through my season. I'm still going to be having a hard time. I'm stressed right now. I feel it. But I know it won't stay that way. I know that eventually I'll make it through this. And then life will get peaceful all over again. So I'm saying this to you. It's not something, what you're going through is not abnormal. What you're going through is not unheard of. It's very normal. You are not going through anything you aren't supposed to be going through. And everything you're going through, you can make it from, you can grow from, you can learn from. And I know that for sure. And if you don't know my testimony, I gave you a little piece of it. Your girl was legit homeless about 6 years ago, trying to finish a degree in and out of hotel rooms with a little girl and living off the dollar menu, not really knowing what was going to happen, helping to set up this elementary school, wasn't getting paid for it, but just praying that if I hustled enough, they would think I was so good and they would hire me, and they did. So school started July 5th. I moved into my place July 4th. And we are in the process of moving all over again, which adds its own stress. But again, God has worked that out as well. So life for me, thank you. It is, God is good. When I tell you, Pianist 247, God is really good. That was a lot of hard work and prayer and tears, crying. So again, when I close this Periscope, I'm still going to be going through. I'm going to be going through for a little bit of time, but the light is at the end of the tunnel and I am almost there. So me encouraging you is also encouraging myself to keep your head high. Don't forget whose you are and who you are, and grow through this, because everything is a testimony. Your test is a testimony. And when I go out and when I speak to other women, I'm very transparent. I let these women know, sister, I made it through some stuff, and you can make it through some stuff too. That sounded really cliche and like infomercialist, but oh well, it is what it is. That's how it came out. So I hope that someone has been blessed by this Periscope. I hope that someone has been strengthened by this Periscope. And again, I don't know it all. I'm giving you all what I've been through, so hopefully I can strengthen someone. I do have a website called Life's Diary. Just follow you on Twitter. Incredible mission you have. Keep shining the light for Jesus. Thank you. Follow me on Instagram also. The handle is the same. Shamar Latanya. I also have a website called lifesdiary.net. It's LIFESDIARY.net. Lifesdiary.net. And the link is in my bio for this also. And lifesdiary.net is really a gift from me to you. Everything that I go through, I'm writing about and I'm sharing it with you in hopes that it motivates you. It's more geared towards women, but it's in hopes that it motivates you to live your best life. You don't ever have to settle. And that's real. Oh, I'm about to do a whole nother scope. But just real quick, while it's on my spirit to say so, you don't ever have to settle. If you don't like the way your life is right now, you can change it. At any given point in time, you can change it. Most times, all it takes is for your words to come out your mouth and say, this is not going to be the end of my story. There is that meme called you yell plot twist and you move on. I be plot twisting all day. I don't like how this works. Hey, Jamel. I had a really great lunch with Jamel a few weeks ago. Jamel is a lovely young woman here in Connecticut who has also started her own program on her college campus and is actively working to unite women as well. And Jamel is such a hard-working young sister. So hey, Jamel. And she is just amazing. Jamel is in for some amazing things. And we have to connect on how your internship went, Jamel. So Jamel is an amazing young woman on this Periscope. Yay! You came on as I was popping off, sis. But again, just before I go, you don't have to settle for anything. You want your life to change? Change it. I yell plot twist at least 5 times a day. But for real though, I really do. And oh, you're welcome, sweetheart. And so can you. So I just want to encourage you. It's a season, guys. It's a season. It's never always going to be peaceful. Sometimes you have to go through, but you don't have to stay there. And you certainly don't have to give up there. And you certainly don't have to die there. You very well can live. So pray for me as I pray for you. And we are in this together. If you just joined on, thank you for joining. Please catch the replay. I just want to motivate people to get going and live life and be their best and understand that nothing really can keep you down at all. So, God bless you all. If you're joining, catch the replay. I hope you are blessed. Follow me on Instagram, Twitter. Go to lifediary.net. Read a few things. Hey, read a few things. I made a new friend, Azima. My boy who's always on here, Pianist247. I have to follow you. I'm gonna have to follow you. So I made some new friends on here. I'm always happy about. And yeah, enjoy your night, guys. But again, keep your head up. Keep your head up. Keep your head up. Uzima, good luck on your test. Get busy with that test, hun. And we will talk soon.